What are the IHL principles for belligerent occupation? Imagine a situation where one country controls part of another country's territory without their permission. That's what we call belligerent occupation. It happens during armed conflicts when a foreign power takes control of a territory. But there are strict rules about how this should be done. These rules come from international laws designed to protect civilians and keep the occupation fair. The main sources of these rules are the Hague Regulations from 1907, the Fourth Geneva Convention from 1949, and customary international humanitarian law. These laws set out how the occupying power should act and what protections civilians should have. First, occupation only exists when the foreign power actually controls the territory. It's not a permanent transfer of sovereignty. The occupying power must respect the sovereignty of the original state and cannot claim the land as their own. They are there temporarily and only to maintain order. Second, the occupying power must respect the laws and institutions that already exist in the territory. They can only change laws if it's necessary to restore peace and order or to improve living conditions. They should not wipe out local laws or customs unless absolutely needed. Third, protecting civilians is a core principle. The occupying power must ensure the safety and dignity of the people living there. They must provide access to food, medical care, and basic services. The Fourth Geneva Conventions specifically states that civilians should be protected from violence and exploitation. Fourth, the occupying power cannot forcibly transfer or deport people unless there are urgent security reasons or safety concerns. Any such actions must follow strict legal rules. They cannot just move people around or send them away without proper justification. Fifth, the occupying power cannot annex or take resources from the territory for their own benefit. The land remains under the original country's control, and the occupier acts as a temporary administrator. They are there to manage, not to own or exploit. Sixth, maintaining order and safety is a duty. The occupying power must run the civil administration and keep public services running. They need to do this while respecting the rights of the local population. Seventh, these principles are supported by international human rights law. This means that even during occupation, the rights of civilians are protected beyond just the rules of war. Finally, when the occupation ends, the occupying power has responsibilities to ensure a smooth transition. They must protect civilians and transfer authority back to the legitimate government or recognized authority. All these rules aim to balance security needs with humanitarian concerns. They prevent abuses and make sure occupation doesn't turn into unlawful control or exploitation. These principles help keep the treatment of civilians fair and respectful, even in difficult times of conflict.